All right, guys. So I'm going to start doing some weekly coaching calls, a recording. It'll be different topics. I'll talk to you guys about that. But again, we're still in the first of the new year, and if you hadn't had the opportunity to take some time to set obviously specific goals, I gave you guys access to my training module, which I think is important for you to dig through. Some of you guys I'll assign out specific modules to work through, which I need to follow up with a few of you and assign a couple more. So goal setting, obviously, what I have recorded in that training module, I'm going to run through really quick for you guys and give you a perspective on a way that you can set goals. Again, it's important for you to have those indicators in front of you and know what direction you're going because we can get lost in the day to day. There's so many uh, competing priorities in our lives. As being fathers and husbands, and some of us the breadwinners. Some of us may not be. Some of us, may be equal, and that's okay because it's a support system as well, being there for your spouse. So. What I want to talk about is obviously goal setting and know you really got to get clear on knowing what you want. You want to focus directly what it's going to impact your behaviors and outcomes. We have to consistently or work on fitness as the foundation. That's just the foundation, guys. Once you master the foundation, then you can start going into higher level components, and it will roll over in all aspects of your life because once you hit certain marker points in your fitness, um, you can take that discipline and those actions and transfer them into other areas of your life and be successful. So, you know, when I talk about becoming that person, you have to become that person who always, hits your workout, who always uh, is conscious about your food. It'll become who you are, and it'll ingrain into a habit. And that's why I talk about a lot, just like brushing your teeth, just like eating well. It becomes easy. You don't have to struggle with it. So, but you have to work at it at first. You got to work on some of the things and let go of some of the bad programming you have internally, and that is a reflection, internal representation of who you are inside. So you may have to do some internal work to fix the external. So, with that said, obviously you got to get really clear on knowing what you want. Key points: clear is power, right? Knowing what you want is going to be powerful with your health and wellness. Get clear on what you want. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Um, how are you going to show up when you hit those goals? What is it going to feel like for you when you get that certain percentage of body fat, hit a certain marker point? How is that going to impact you? How's that going to roll over into other areas of your life? Your relationship with your wife, your relationship with your kids, how you run your office, how you run, um, the how you manage people, right? People watch all the time. And if you're representing yourself really well, you're showing up, you're fit, you look good, you have this confidence about you, that's going to roll over in every aspect. Okay. People are going to watch you and what you're doing. And if you're showing up totally different than they are, they're going to respect that. It's either going to be a deflection or attraction. Okay. Some people would deflect you and push you away because they're intimidated. That's okay. You don't have to satisfy everyone, but just think about that. And then you're going to attract other people, and they're going to be on your team, and that's going to be awesome. You could build and grow, and just think of from that standpoint how you're showing up. It's going to roll over in different areas. Think big picture as well. Obviously, outside of just this next year, you really start digging on next 5, 10, what program I was in with the NLP component. We did the next 100 years because sometimes you can hit goals a lot faster than you expect. We want to put everything in a linear fashion, and sometimes it's not. So think of it that it doesn't always have to be in a linear fashion. It can happen a lot faster. So don't overthink it. You want to jot it down and visualize your goals. What does that look like? Again, the reason I'm correlating this back to feelings is because that's a sensory component. And all of us may take in sensories differently, a little bit different. If you're a kinesthetic, or you're more of a visual, or you're more of a hands-on, it really depends. Auditorial, so you know you're a good listener, you take it in from that. Um, so every one of us has a little bit different sensory take in as far as how we learn and how we process information. So that's why it's good to kind of walk through how does it feel, smell, you know, what it what is it going to look like? I've already said that. So anyway, on to the next. So the visual goal, and maybe you want to print out what that's going to look like for you. Um, so what I'm saying there is have some type of vision board. I used to hate vision boards a long time ago, but I understand now how it helps you visualize and go towards what you want. Uh, until I learned that, I was really resistant on doing any type of visualization, visual boards. I thought it was kind of a, oh, they're far-fetched component. But from an unconscious standpoint, unconscious mind, and you put yourself already having it, and then okay, what actions do I need to do to already have it? What actions do I need to already have or already do to be 10% body fat? All right. So think of it like that. Anchor those positive emotions. When was you really successful in whatever you did, or that time? Maybe it was in high school. Maybe it was in a sporting event when you know, nobody could stop you. What did that feel like? You need to go back to that feeling and kind of anchor that positive emotion and tie it to the specific goal that you're setting. And then kind of take yourself back from a visualization. This is where kind of the meditation component can come in. So you want to anchor those positive emotions around goals. And it doesn't, again, I'm talking more health and wellness, but I will touch on other areas, relationships, financial, and we can go on and on. Spirituality, it depends on the person, right? Self-development. So those are all different areas that you can set goals and set specific outcomes that you want and tie and anchor emotional components around that. Um, Communication and how you communicate is going to be very important, guys. I kind of I'll talk to you guys about this on calls and kind of reframe verbal patterns. So you want to really be aware of how you communicate to other people and how you communicate to yourself. So the unconscious mind does not know whether you're talking to yourself and or another person. So if you have really negative language, your unconscious mind may take that in as how you feel about yourself. So take negations out of your language. Avoid words like not, no, don't, and can't. And you want to reframe them a little bit. So you want to reframe self-talk into more positive talk and goals and aspirations. Like, I am this, I can do this, you know, I I am this person. So think of it that way. And the other thing, I think we get caught up sometimes in we have to do all these things. But what if you're really focused, and they call this the hyper growth zone, and this is where 20% of your actions will get you 80% result. I know we get distracted with so many things nowadays, but I'm another client. I still train. I have one female client left from TFW, and the rest of it is all guys. And this female client I'm working with, I've worked with for a long time, and she was texting me, and she'd fallen off the wagon over the holidays, and put some weight on. It's not hitting her marker points to hit her goals, and she was like, "I need to be 95, 99%." Okay, what does that mean? 99 in everything? Probably that's probably not feasible. So what if you focus on that 20% that's going to get you 80% result? And I told her that. I was like, what 20% you need to focus on to get you to 80% result? And it's 100% her nutrition. She's hitting her workout, she's getting strong, she gets her steps in, she gets her cardio in. She is inconsistent with that 20%. That's that nutrition. So if she gets that 20% component, that nutrition locked in, it's going to give her 80% of the result. Think of that in anything you do as well, because sometimes what we do is we think we have to do, 50,000. Really, we got to get fine-tuned into what 20% is going to get us 80% result. So also focus on effort, and it will compound over time, accelerating your success. That's why sometimes the results are not linear. They may be, they don't have to be in that time frame. So also a couple other ones: design your future, focus on what you want, project it, design your vision, and take action to make it reality. So remember, what is internal is a representation of external. So how you feel about yourself is externally put out there into the universe, into the world, into how are you showing up and how people view you. So you got to love yourself. When you love yourself, you're gonna push a lot of external components out in a better vibe and a better view of the world in the external world. So the summary of this, guys, and you have access to this. If you have questions, let me know. So get clear on what you want, anchor positive emotions, and learn from the negative ones. Okay. So if you're having a negative response to a situation, okay, what's the lesson? What do I need to learn? And then I'll let it go so I can move on. So eliminate those negative and or learn from the negative ones, obviously, and then eliminate negative language and challenge limiting beliefs. So a lot of times we set, the lid. We set the lid on our head, and we're like, oh, we can't go any higher. And sometimes it's just a cop out because we have some other internal programming that oh, we don't deserve that, or why would I do that, or what's the benefit? So when we start having those questions like that, and it has a negative response, ask yourself why. Because you can have anything you want. So focus on the impactful actions. Remember, keep that language in a positive. Negations, you want to pull them out. So focus on what you want, and you will create the future you desire. Again, I'm talking about health and wellness. This spills over in other areas. So hey, if you guys need more help on this, I will have some of you guys be jumping into this, obviously training specifically, because I think goal setting, a lot of times I've been around this for a long time because for the past 17 years, when you're an entrepreneur, you're on your own. You got to figure out everything. So goal setting has always been important. So you guys need to start picking these components up because they can impact it. You don't have to be an entrepreneur to set goals. Um, a lot of you guys are in different facets of corporate world, and some of you guys are entrepreneurs. Some of you guys do run businesses, and some of you guys are high level and you manage people. So goal setting, it can be and will be important. It's important to roll it all the way through, even to your house at home with your spouse, with your children. So again, we start with fitness as the foundation. Everything else is going to roll over. So hopefully this helps. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to kick this out to you. So I'm going to start doing some weekly higher level educational components. It may not always be fitness, guys. Fitness is just the foundation. So I'll talk with you guys soon.